Welcome into A to Z Sports Prime Time on this Monday, March 24th. Happy Cam Ward Pro Day to all of you who celebrate. Happy 1 month until the NFL draft goes down right about this time. Well, in fact, I think the draft starts 7 o'clock, 7:30 thereabouts. So we are, for all intents and purposes, almost exactly 1 month away from the NFL draft going down, and presumptively the Titans drafting Cam Ward, the Miami quarterback, with the number one overall pick. We are going to dive into what we learned from Cam Ward at his pro day. You will hear from the Miami quarterback and possible, most likely number one overall pick, whether that's the Titans or somebody else. We will dive into something that some people would consider a pro, something else that others would consider a con. And then we'll see, speaking of cons, what Bert has prepared for us at the end of the program, as is the custom, with In Case You Missed It. Before we get started, need you guys to share the broadcast around. You know how this goes. Everybody's excited to talk about Cam Ward, so certainly we could stand to share the program. If you're hanging out on Twitter, retweet it, Facebook Live, share now to public in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, hit that thumbs up, that like video or that like button on the video, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Travis Knight says, Buck Rising, prime time, anytime. That's right. The show doesn't start until I get here. I've never been late for a primetime show in my entire life because, of course, we're just now starting. Welcome into A to Z Sports Prime Time from the Zen Sports Studios. I'm your host, Buck Rising. Hello. I'm proud, as always, to be presented to you by the wonderful people at Bart Durham Injury Law. You deserve to be paid, and they are there to help you through the process. Go to bartdurham.com for more intel today. By Zen Sports, promo code ATOZTN gets you in on all the action. ZenSports.com for more information for you to bet on all your favorite major sports. By TrueMath Fitness in the Gulch. Go to TrueMathFitness.com for your first workout free as a Middle Tennessee resident. No workout recycled or repeated. And Two Rivers Ford. It's still truck month for about, one more week, 7 days. You have to get in on the truck month savings, on the truck month financing, all manner of F-150s on the lot at the South's most trusted Ford dealer. That's Two Rivers Ford in Mount Juliet, or online at tworiversford.com. So you excited? You got to watch your quarterback today. You got to watch your quarterback throw routes on air. You got to watch other people watch your quarterback. You got to watch your quarterback throw to former teammates of his, or former teammates of his at Miami, like tight end Elijah Arroyo. You saw Restrepo, the wide receiver, out there working out with him today. And while there were 20 total players who were available to be seen and to be studied at Miami's Pro Day, 10 of which were invited to the Combine, the main event, of course, we know is Cameron Ward, Miami quarterback. And as we have gone through the process, it has been determined that he is the best player, or he is the best quarterback, and not so much down the list as far as the best player in the class goes, that you would not take this player number one. And so we saw things from the pro day that we see every year. For example, the kind of throws rolling to his left that make you say, wow, can he do that for my football team?
Speaks volumes for his body of work. There's a little spin out. Oh, here we go. Is this the special?
That's a fadeaway.
Yeah, we'll take it.
All right, so obviously these are routes on air. So most probable number one picks or first-round draft picks can probably make a similar throw in some form or fashion when there's no defense rushing them and when there's no secondary covering them and when their wide receiver is running open. And it's reminiscent of Zach Wilson, right? I'm pretty sure I saw Zach Wilson make the exact damn throw at his pro day. And all of us say, wow. But there's only so many players that do have that kind of arm creativity, we will say, because not only you can talk about Cam Ward's pro day and say, well, Cam Ward's pro day, all these pro day workouts look the same. A lot of these quarterbacks would be able to make that throw, this, that, and the other. That's true. But what we've seen from Cam Ward on tape is that he also does it during games, and that he's also incredibly creative and incredibly capable is the word that I would use for Cam Ward, because he's not the most athletic quarterback in the world. He's not got the strongest arm. in the world. He's not physically the biggest or anything like that. So none of these things to an extreme, but he's got enough. And the tape is obvious that you go, and after you've spent enough time watching him, and I'm not you guys know this, I'm not an X's and O's expert by any stretch of the imagination, but you go through, you watch the games, you understand how much he brings to the table and how much higher his talent ceiling is than Shedeur Sanders, even if Shedeur Sanders would be a better fit in the kind of offensive system that I think in a perfect world Brian Callahan would like to run. It seems to me that they are more intrigued with the talent and not going to sacrifice the talent of the player for the system of the coach. Long Live Cali on YouTube says, Buck, what did you think about Restrepo's 40 time, but he plays football faster than what the 40 time is? Yeah, I mean, it's concerning. 4.8 is really bad. I mean, in high school, I ran a 5.2. All right. So I'm super slow. But 4.8 as a future professional wide receiver, which Xavier Restrepo is, it's a really poor showing. I'm sure that he would like to have a better result. I'm sure that he would run better if you gave him a couple more opportunities at that situation. What you watch from him, though, is game speed. And this is something that coaches talk about until the end of time. Play speed is different than straight line speed. A.J. Brown, for example, was not a straight line speed kind of guy, but he's a play speed kind of guy. Play speed and play strength. So how do you play? How fast are you within the context of a football play is really the only thing that matters to me. It's like Ted McMillan running a 4.5. Yeah, that sucks. But Ted McMillan also is a really good football player when you watch him. Now, there's some questions about how much does he actually love it and all those things that pop up this time of year around several prospects. And are they fair criticisms to have when the player is doing everything they can to be able to answer it, to be able to work out, to be able to prepare, all these different things? It's realistic. The 40 is not the most important thing. It's nice to know that they can open it up when they need to. And maybe Xavier Restrepo is going to get caught from behind when he gets into the open field, and that's not an ideal situation. But I don't think anybody's looking at Xavier Restrepo as an X-wide receiver, right? He's not going to be somebody who's burning guys down the field. He's not going to be somebody who's going out there with the ability to shift the secondary because he's going to just take the top off of a defense in that situation. Can he get open? Can he get open with the speed that he has? That's the most important thing. Practicality, where it comes to the NFL and where it comes to the testing of this, is more important to me than the actual testing numbers end up being. Ryan points out AJ ran a 4.5. I don't remember that off the top of my head, but that sounds right. And we all know what a talented football player he is. JD3 says 5.8 with a 4.8 isn't going to get you picked earlier than that. Yeah, it's not going to help it, right? And I think that's what he was trying to do. He's trying to help his draft stock as much as humanly possible, and he probably dinged it today. But I think somebody's going to get a competent player, a productive player. Certainly, he was a highly productive player at Miami. And you saw why Cam Ward preferred to throw on his pro day or at his pro day versus going out there at the combine with players that he didn't know in an unfamiliar environment and potentially looking a bit worse than he did today. And he was good today. He looked great. They usually do. It's a bigger story when they don't, but Cam Ward had no hiccups necessarily when it came to his pro day exercises. So the question, your Two Rivers Ford take, before I just yammer because I'm so excited to talk about actual football players tonight, is this: your Two Rivers Ford take in the comments on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and on Twitch. What was the biggest thing that you learned from Cam Ward's pro day? In the comment section is where you get involved. We would look forward to your participation. As always, your participation in your Two Rivers Ford take is made possible by Two Rivers Ford. Truck Month, it's going on right now. 2.9% APR on the financing through Ford Credit is what they offer. You can get all manner of discounts right now on all the F-150s that they have on the lot. I also am a Two Rivers Ford customer. I have been for almost 10 years. I love the customer service that I get. I love the vehicle that I bought from them. I love the service that I get when I go visit them. There is nothing better than the Two Rivers Ford experience when it comes to the car buying process. TwoRiversFord.com for more info today. What is the biggest thing that you learned from Cam Ward's pro day? Real Cricket says he's as advertised, which is a good thing. Somebody says, "Here's this dude hating on Cam again." Which guy? I didn't see him. Should I fight him? No, I missed the comments. Somebody down on Cam Ward in the chat. That's fine too. Show yourself, you doubter, you hater. It's fine. There's allowed to be dissenting opinions because they're not perfect prospects. Shadur's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Cam Ward's not a perfect prospect. They have flaws. The question is, can you work with them enough? Rishi says Callahan likes Ward. Yeah, I saw Brian Callahan smile bigger today than I have at any point since he got the job. He hadn't had much to smile about at this point in time, but he certainly can change his fortunes as well as his team fortunes if they do hit on this quarterback. And if Brian Callahan is as adept at coaching the quarterback position as he himself believes to be, and basically as this organization is sold on him to be. Halo says Callahan was smiling knowing Cam Ward is saving his job. Well, that's yet to be determined. Again, you guys have no idea what Cam Ward is going to look like when he gets to the pros. We know that he was an excellent college football quarterback. We know that he was an excellent player for a consistent period of time where he broke the career touchdown passes record held by Case Keenum, where he advanced his game at every level of football that he's played, from Incarnate Word to Washington State on to Miami last year, where he's a Heisman Trophy finalist. Like, Cam Ward is an excellent college football player. I have no idea if he's saving anybody's jobs. In my experience with quarterbacks and how much value is put into quarterbacks and how much importance, understandably so, is given to the drafting of quarterbacks, they end up getting more people fired than they do keeping their jobs, in my experience. But this could be different, and Cam Ward could be so impressive as a rookie that he does do exactly that he quells any doubts about the Titans' organizational direction, because there has been a great many questions about their organizational direction, and rightfully so. They're the worst team in football, and they will be treated as such until they prove that they are otherwise. Valdez says, today I learned that Cam Ward has a winning personality. Well, we will talk about his winning personality, because while I don't think it's a concern here in Tennessee, Cam Ward's louder than Shedeur Sanders is in a couple of different ways. And that's not always going to endear oneself to an organization, especially when you're dealing with a bunch of dusty middle-aged white dudes. And you approach things the way that a lot of these professional athletes do, or future professional athletes do. So we will talk more about his winning personality, because I tend to agree with you, but I don't know that that's a prevailing opinion. I think that there are so many different elements to this that you talk about that the pro day is really like, because the answer to the question for me, what did I learn from Cam Ward's pro day? That it's just a good punctuation point on what's been a great offseason for him, and where he's weathered the discourse about should he be the number one overall pick? Would he even be a top 6 quarterback in last year's draft? Is his arm strong enough? Is he big enough? Is he fast enough? Is he athletic enough? Does he put the ball in harm's way too often? The pro day did not necessarily teach me anything. I'm not there, obviously, in Miami. I'm watching it on television. I will be in Palm Beach this upcoming weekend into next week for the owners' meetings, which we expect to learn a great deal more there. And that will be my next opportunity to chat with your general manager and your coach in a professional setting. So learning things from the pro day, I think you have to be careful to not assign too much value to it, because he's supposed to look great at his pro day. And he did. He looked absolutely as advertised, throwing routes on air with no defense, with skill players that he's familiar with, that he's repped these drills out with 1,000 times before. So to me, I did not necessarily learn anything groundbreaking about Cam Ward from his pro day today. But what I do feel pretty confident about is the direction that we are heading in. And this is something that you cannot say definitively until the card is submitted and Cam Ward's name is on it to be drafted by the Tennessee Titans. But I feel pretty good about where he's heading at this point in time, or where this franchise is heading at this point in time. And that's certainly not something I could say about the Titans over the course of my career covering them. A to Z Sports Prime Time is presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. You deserve to be paid. And Bart Durham's team at Bart Durham Injury Law, Blair Durham's team at Bart Durham Injury Law is there to serve you. You can get all manner of different case results that their practice has overseen at their website. You can also get a free consultation. Learn more about their variety of areas of practice. BartDurham.com. They are an institution here in Middle Tennessee, helping people in Tennessee and Kentucky for over 75 years. You deserve to be paid. Get the results that you deserve at BartDurham.com. So what I do think that I definitively learned, or that I have enough information that I feel like I'm prepared to say, something that I'm sure all of you have been saying for weeks, if not the better part of a month at this point in time, is that we are all operating under the assumption, and you got to be careful when you make assumptions, but we're all operating under the assumption that Cam Ward is going to be the number one overall pick, and that number one overall pick will be kept and used by the Tennessee Titans on Cam Ward.
Cam Ward should be the number one pick. What makes him so special?
I think Cam Ward should be the number one pick. A couple different things. He can play within the pocket, and he can play outside of the pocket. He's a magician outside. A lot of quarterbacks, when they break contain, they try to run. Like Shedeur Sanders, when he breaks contain, he's a pretty decent runner outside of the pocket. When it comes to Cam Ward, he is always having his eyes down the field. We got two plays that'll show you this. The first play is inside the pocket. All right, so they're playing Florida, okay? Pretty big game. Florida, the U, okay? All they're doing here, look, everyone knows it's man to man to man. So you get man to man, okay? And this guy right here, he has a corner route. So he's going to go up, he's going to break out. That's where you want to throw versus man to man coverage, right? So this is him inside the pocket. Everyone knows it's man to man. He knows it's man to man, okay? So he moves a little bit to the left. A bust in coverage, all right? Sometimes if I'm at quarterback and I see a bust in coverage and I know there's not a guy covering him, I think they may be switched up to zone. Yeah. That means get off the read. Cam Ward understands this. Look at the throw that he makes in that pocket. Look at that. Okay, so it's between the safety and between the corner. We're going to run this to the back view. So when he does that within the pocket, he plays on time and in rhythm. All right, so look at the pocket presence right here. So all you want to do is look at Cam, okay? So he throws on time, in rhythm. All right, here we go. A little drift to the left. I don't love it. But look when he releases this football. All right, look. The guy's not even looking, so he's understanding where to go with the football when stuff like this presents itself. And then if I'm good, I can stop it between there, but I can't. All right, so we're going to go to the next play. So that's within the pocket. Now, this is a play, and I'm going to draw the play for you because it's pretty much all you're doing right here is you're going to go up and you're going to turn over, okay? And you're going to go out and break over there right here. So it's just a dig route, all right, and a little flat route. They go to this crazy cover two. So you see the safety right here, and you see a safety right there. He gets off this early because why, Acho? Look at this pocket present, okay? A lot of right-handed quarterbacks do not like to go to their left. And when they go to their left and spin like this, look at his eyes down the field. I don't see anything open, but watch this because the back view is better. Watch this guy right here, wide open. The throw like that is crazy. It's better from the back view. He gets some pressure from the left right here. All right, so watch him spin out right here. All right, he's spinning out, right? Look at his eyes right when he spins out. His eyes are down the field. That's what guys love about this. And then for him going to his left and getting the twerk on the ball like this right here, the twerk on it. Guys, you can't throw it any better than that. So the in off the field, in the pocket, and outside of the pocket is what makes him special.
Incredible.
You're doing what to the ball? He's twerking on the ball? I get what he's trying to say. I was waiting for somebody to make it's better from the back joke in the middle of that as well. But, I think they're trying to work a little less blue on Fox Sports these days. Either way, Cam Ward, feel pretty confident about the direction that the Titans are heading. We will see, of course, 1 month from today, what they end up actually doing. We'll be at the facility. I'll be at the facility. We won't do prime time, of course, that night. Titans Radio will be on the air, and we will look forward to seeing that. I wonder if they don't announce their new voice of the Titans on draft night as well, or around the draft weekend in the midst of that coverage. Just something to keep an eye on as well, because you may get a quarterback, you may get a new play-by-play guy in the middle of all this on the same weekend. Just your cup overflows with off-season acquisitions. Andy Poor on Facebook Live says, the twerk don't lie. Not when it comes to the way that he's twerking on that ball, apparently. According to Chase Daniel, that's Chase Daniel and Emmanuel Acho of Fox.
And not to cut you off here, but it's kind of cool because you get to see the drill he does in his pro day in practice. If you look at the throw in the pro day and then you look at the throw that he did in the game against Florida, it's essentially the same thing, right? Rolling out to his non-dominant side and hitting someone. Not exactly the same fade. He hit somebody on a deep cross in the back, but in practice, it's still the same, breaking the pocket, rolling to the non-dominant side, hitting deep. Like that's what I thought was cool about it. You saw it today in the pro day, and then also seeing it in practice in the game. So where we got enamored by Zach Wilson in those situations, it's not the exact same because you saw Zach Wilson make that throw maybe 1 or 2 times, but now you're seeing Cam do it in game and at the pro day. Sorry, that was just me geeking out.
No, it's an important thing because you've got people here in the comments, Bert, saying Zach Wilson did the same thing in the pro day and combine. Well, Bert just articulated to you why it's different and why, yes, quarterbacks can look the same on their pro day and they can all look impressive with their arm strength and these kind of things. But when you see the actual practical application of it, it's why I like the way that they've adjusted the combine drills for like offensive linemen, for example. They've got drills that allow offensive linemen to basically simulate a screen, simulate a football play. You're just trying to simulate, or as close as you can, in these drills, in these workouts, and this has been a process for the NFL to refine to a different place, that you can get actual practical applications of these drills rather than just say, all right, run real fast, jump real high, lift real heavy, those kind of things, because that's what the combine was for 100 years, and it's really taken us, I would argue, in the last 10 for us to get to a point where we've really started to adapt those drills to make them more functional for the player. So Cam Ward feels like we're heading in the right direction with all these things. Obviously, we will let the situation play out for the next month and see where we land come draft night. Now, somebody brought up Cam Ward's winning personality earlier, and I also think that Cam Ward has a winning personality, but I know that there will be some dissenting opinions about Cam Ward's personality, and I'm sure that he will say things in front of a microphone at some point in time that maybe pique your interest. I'm sure that in the pre-draft process, as people were getting to know Cam Ward, they discovered, oh, Shedeur Sanders is actually not the louder of the two from a personality standpoint, not like a physical volume standpoint, maybe from a volume standpoint too. They're both unique characters in the middle of all this. And Cam Ward, the question that I want to ask you is this: is Cam Ward's personality a pro or a con to you, based on what you've seen? Obviously, none of us know him. I'm looking forward to getting to know him. I think I'm going to get to know him, assuming that the Titans do the right thing and draft him number 1 overall here in the next couple of months. But as we get to know Cam Ward and what you've seen of Cam Ward, do you consider his personality to be a pro in his favor or a con that works against him that he will have to work through throughout the course of his career? You let me know in the comment section on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and on Twitch. We appreciate your participation there. While you do that, I will remind you that the Primetime program is made possible by Zen Sports. Promo code ATOZTN. You can't bet on Cam Ward's Pro Day, but you can bet on all the madness that's going on right now. You can bet on the NBA. You can bet on the NHL. You can bet on the baseball. On all your favorite major sports, you can use that promo code. You can get up to $100 on your no-danger first wager. You know that terms and conditions do apply. You know that you must be 21 plus and in the state of Tennessee to bet. And you know that if you have a gambling problem, you need to call the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789 at Zen Sports. So, is Cam Ward's personality a pro or a con? Because I think we saw some examples of it today where he's going through the drills and maybe he's chirping a little bit, not just at players or at coaches or at teammates or something like that, but he's chirping at the brass of the team that he expects fully to draft him with the number 1 overall pick. Mike Borgonzi and Chad Breaker taking in the workout from the sideline. Cam Ward goes through a drill, rolls in the direction of the Titans sideline or where the Titans contingent is on the sideline, has a few words for him that they seem to smile at, smirk at, and enjoy. And then Cam Ward is asked by our friend Cam Wolf of the NFL Network, what exactly he was saying to the Titans brass in that moment.
And you were just talking about how many pro days you watch going forward. Mm-hmm. When does it sink in that you were the front-facing member of this draft class, this moment, given all the journey you've had to get here?
I never really thought about it, honestly. And I'm just blessed to be in a position for all 32 teams to be here. You know, not only for myself but for my teammates. I've been blessed, and so it hasn't sunk in yet, but I'm excited for the future.
I was talking to Sam Brown, during the workout, And, you know, everybody makes this out to be a big production. But he's like, we do this after practice every day. Like, did it almost feel like that at some point? Like, you're just, I mean, obviously the guys, you know, want to put on a good show, you want to perform. But, like, did it feel like this is our routine?
Yeah, this was practice for us. That's why you seen like 2 or 3 reloads. We would get it right back, like what we did at practice throughout the season. So
if you miss a throw or the receiver doesn't get there,
if they don't like how their route was, we getting it back at the end of practice.
Yeah, gotta get it right.
So that's just always our mindsets are, you know, us as a whole quarterback and receiver room. And I know I was just surrounded by a great group of guys from JG to Restrepo, Sam, Elijah, Cam. But you know, the script, it was a good script because it was stuff that, you know, I did a lot of during the season. So really, I'm just imitating plays I already did in my mind. I'm thinking more of first and second down, third down scenarios. Like that's why we had some motions on there. And I'm just going through game time stuff. I'm not really thinking about, you know, throwing this specific route and this drop. To me, it's just all game things.
There was a throw that you did on the run, where you hit a dime, and it looked like you turned to the Titans brass, Chad Brinker and Mike Gorzanzi, and said something to him.
Yeah,
what did you say to him?
I said, I'm solidifying it today.
You solidified it today.
Locking it up.
They heard you? They laughed
I made sure they heard me.
So I guess off that tip, the Titans obviously have the #1 overall pick. They like you. They've had you in the building. What did you want to show them today?
I say not only showing them, but every other team just throwing on rhythm. Whether it's 3 steps on rhythm, 5 steps on rhythm for under in the gun, heavy play action, you know, gun 5 with movement outside the pocket, just showing them all, you know, under center stuff that I didn't get to show as much during the season. Let them know that I'm capable of it. Because at the end of the day, the NFL is not playing under center all the time. They're in the gun, but you got to be able to do it. And so that was the main focus for me. And then other than that, it was just making it all about my receivers, trying to throw them catchable balls, make sure not have balls hit the ground. We had a couple. But at the end of the day, you ain't going to be perfect. You always got stuff to get better at.
So that is Cam Ward with Cam Wolf and Brian Baldinger of the NFL Network. In fact, I need to text Cam Wolf and see if he can jump on the radio show tomorrow. We'll talk more about Cam Ward. I'll do that after we wrap up here, though. It's almost 9 p.m. in Miami. So maybe I'll let him be with his family a little more. I don't know. We'll see. Cam Wolf probably going to be on the radio show this week, if not tomorrow. But listening to Cam Ward talk, clearly belief in self. And every professional athlete has some level of belief in self, right? They have to. They have to be almost irrational with it. And we've talked about this before. To be able to do the kind of incredible things that pro athletes do on a field of play or on a basketball court, on a soccer pitch, on a baseball diamond, whatever the case may be, you have to have a degree of irrational confidence to the point where it makes no sense sometimes. But you're going to manifest that because that's who you are. That's the headspace that you have to occupy. And in a lot of situations, it's the only way that you can will yourself to winning. Nobody knows this more than collegiate athletes, professional athletes, and Cam Ward is striving to be the top 1% of the top 1%. I love his personality. I love the competitive fire. I love that he talks. I love that he commands attention. I love that he commands respect. I love the Cam Ward experience. And I think that that will do him well because he's going to be up against it a lot in his rookie year. This is probably still going to be the worst roster in the division after the draft concludes. They can make great progress this year, and I think they have made solid progress on their offensive line situation in particular. But Cam Ward is going to be put in a lot of adverse situations in his first year in the NFL. But he's seen a lot of adverse situations throughout the course of his collegiate career. 0-star recruit, right? Wing T quarterback, then goes to Incarnate Word, then goes to Washington State, then goes to Miami, finishes as a All-American selection, finishes as a Heisman Trophy finalist, finishes as the career touchdown passes leader in collegiate football history. It is an impressive thing that Cam Ward has done. He has elevated his game at every level. He is battle-tested in that way. So I like that. I like that a lot. And I think that that will serve him well because while he may not be, we have no idea what kind of player he's going to be at the NFL level. He's going to need that attitude and that approach to at least have a chance at success. So we'll pivot from that to Bert, and we'll see what he's brought us in terms of, in case you missed it this week, let me know how you feel about the Cam Ward situation in the comment section on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. While you do that, I will let you know that the Primetime Show is made possible by TrueMap Fitness in the Gulch. Arm Farm Friday is back for me on Friday. I'm looking forward to getting a last workout in before I head to Palm Beach on Saturday. And you know that I would not go to the beach if I was not physically beach ready. And I am that because of TrueMap Fitness in the Gulch. They go above and beyond to help you accomplish your fitness goals, whether it's working out for your just personal health, whether you're trying to improve your mood because you know how much how much happier you are when your endorphins are going, when you're getting a good workout in, whether you're trying to improve your lifestyle, your fitness, your look, or otherwise. TrueMap Fitness is there to help you, to meet with you, to accomplish those goals and to work with you towards that path. You can get a membership online at TrueMapFitness.com. You can get your first workout free, courtesy of A to Z Sports at TrueMapFitness.com for more information. All right, Bert, what do you got?
Nothing. I ain't got shit.
Okay, that's fine.
So appreciate everybody coming out. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us.
We have 300 people watching this thing live across all 4 platforms. Don't you cause the numbers to diminish just because you decided you don't want to do this anymore.
One thing I thought was cool, we got a really nice comment when I talked earlier. This guy reminds me of Tiny from The House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't know if y'all have seen it. Great movie. If you like The Office, Dwight Schrute is in it. One of his first roles in film. This is Tiny. This is who I remind him of. So I apologize that you have to look at me. I apologize that I exist. I should probably be in a cage like where the Goonies are or some shit. So I am very sorry if that's what I remind you of. What the fuck?
Nothing has given me greater pleasure because I've been dealing with these goons in the live stream comments for, I don't know, going on 6 years at this point in time, and it's a process. You have to learn to love one another over the course of it, and there are many days when I don't love them, and there are many days when they don't love me. But the fact that I get to watch Bert go through it now has been thoroughly enjoyable for me.
He doubles down and goes, more the vibe, not the. I think I'd rather look like that dude.
I'll say,
my vibe
is terrible though.
What?
Isn't he chained up? Put that picture back up.
Do I put off eating rabbits live? Like I put off like what the heck?
What's that crew neck he's got on, or that turtleneck he's got on?
He's doing. I think it has his face on it. It's probably a skull. Actually, it's been a while. I might watch that. It's been a while since big horror movie guy. So if you guys are out there listening, if you got any good thrillers, any good horror movies off the beaten path, I like C-level movies, D-level movies. Hit me up in my DMs. I would 100% love some recommendations because I'm almost to the place where I'm watching Tubi movies. I don't know if you've ever seen how shitty Tubi movies are. Apparently, the horror gang is out here saying Tubi has good scary movies, so I will have to check that out. But
I'm willing to consider Tubi though, because Bert, I spent, I think, an hour and a half on the phone with Xfinity today. They do not advertise with me. I would take their money and maybe say nice things about them, but maybe not today because I pay. I'm going to look this up so I have an exact figure for people. I paid last month for my cable and internet bill $317.39. Okay, $317.39. It's fine.
Oh!
It's fine, Bert. I got it like that. I'm going to be okay. Don't weep for me. That's not why I bring up the figure. I bring up, and that's without all the streaming services that I pay because I've got all of them, I think, at this point in time. So I'm probably paying about $500 a month just in terms of things that I watch. But, all right, for $317.39 a month, I damn well better be able to turn on the ACC network the one day in the world when I need to watch the ACC network. And sure enough, I sit down. I got my laptop. I got everything set up on my desk. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take notes. I'm ready to watch Cam Ward's Pro Day. I'm ready to watch Mario Cristobal's interview. I'm ready to watch all the analysis. And the ACC network, the one channel that I need on the one day that I actually need to watch the ACC network, the shit doesn't work. All right? For $317.39, I better be able to snap my fingers and fart and get the correct channel for that amount of money, okay? I have never been Never have I been somebody who says you should. Well, maybe that's not true because I was going to say I've never been somebody who would say that I demand service just because I pay X amount of dollars for this, because that's exactly who I am my entire life. But today in particular, if I pay you that much money to do anything at all, I better be able to access it at the snap of my fingers, okay? $317.39. Xfinity can sit on the fat end of a baseball bat and spin.
You need to just get on meth streams like the rest of us, man. No. Go ahead and just dive on into crack streams. I didn't come on here to talk about scary movies. Didn't come on here to talk about the big side of a baseball bat. But Richie G says, Bert, check out Heretic. See, Heretic was one of those movies. If you're not familiar, Hugh Grant is in a house, and these two women who are religious travelers are coming to spread the word. They come in there and they get more than they bargained for. It's kind of the premise of the movie. A lot of people were upset that the finality of it wasn't better, but it made me feel weird. And my rule with anything is if it makes you feel, it is art. If it makes you feel something, it is, whether it made you hate it or made you love it, made you.
Does it evoke an emotional response?
If it makes you feel something, like, oh my God, it was so bad. That's art. That's what it is. I don't make the rules. I guess I made that one, but
that made me laugh.
What I said I wanted to talk about today, I didn't even tell Buck what the hell I wanted to talk about. March Madness.
Which is bad because now I'm just trusting you to do this segment, which I should never do. March
Madness. After this month, we are in the doldrums.
Yeah.
Once April is over, the draft's over, basketball's over, you get baseball and you're going to like it. Unless you put the time in now to find out what your sports hobbies are going to be. And boy, are there a ton of fun sports to watch that are not your popular sports. So my question for you guys today, what's the best non-popular sport to watch on television? Now, you've got slap fighting. That's kind of bringing around. You've got, I don't know if you've seen Car-Jitsu, where it'll be two people in a jiu-jitsu match, but they both start clamped in a seatbelt in a car. And so the whole deal with jiu-jitsu is if it's gi, people can choke each other with the thing you're wearing. But now if you're in a car, you can choke them with a seatbelt. You can all kind of crazy shit. But that's not what I brought today. What I brought today is the same game that every single one of us have played in the living room with your cousins. Don't let that damn balloon hit the ground.
Cuidado esta. Cuidado, que listo.
¡Uy! ¡Ha pegado el cristal! ¡No me lo puedo creer! ¡Le ha salvado el alemán! ¡Casi se carga el cristal!
Rafa.
¡Le van a dar a Rafa! ¡Bien, Francesco de la Cruz! ¡Le ha salvado! ¡Punto! ¡No!
¡Ahí está!
¿Qué es esto?
¡No me lo creo! ¡No puede ser!
¿Qué es esto? ¡Qué locura es esta, Ander!
What a save!
¡Que no se acabe! ¡En el último momento!
¡Está aturdido! ¡Está aturdido Francesco de la Cruz! ¡Francesco de la Cruz! ¡Francesco de la Cruz!
Increíble! That's that good shit, dude. That right there is the shit that will have me stay up till 2:30 in the morning watching Peru play Chile, and don't let that damn balloon hit the ground.
It's like watching those Japanese versions of like American Ninja Warrior or something
or
like that.
Wipeout, the Japanese version of Wipeout. Anything like that, I'm all the way in, dude.
Michael Wagner on YouTube says, "Who doesn't like a good game of keepy uppy?"
I'm telling you, like when state keepy uppies come around, dude, I will be there. I'm trying to figure out how to get my referee certification to be a keepy uppy referee.
I will use all of the pull that I have with all the various television networks to get you a sideline broadcasting gig for the next one.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. Because like I feel like anytime you have a job like that where you're having to be an announcer for one of those things, you're just faking it till you make it, dude. Like no one's going to be like, that was terrible analysis on the game of keepy uppy. I thought that he totally misplayed his hand and got way too excited before the crescendo. And nobody give a shit. Did he keep the ball up? That's all that matters. At the end of the day,
You need to be able to cuss during a broadcast like that, though. I don't think I would be able to do it straight-laced.
I think I would need there are the Will Smith of broadcasters who don't need to cuss on their raps to sell records. Well, I do. So bump them and bump you too. I need to cuss. I want y'all to know how hard it is for me every single day on radio not to say shit. Not to say, like, we can say ass damn hell all we want to, but not to let a little shit slip is tough. And if you heard my wrestling story last week, you know I love to let that shit slip, baby.
Get off my screen.
Bye.
Faster. All right. That is going to do it for us tonight, mercifully, here on the Primetime program. We appreciate you. Radio show tomorrow. Mike Herndon will join us. We'll talk about Cam Ward. I will hit up Cam Wolf so we can talk more about Cam Ward because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Cam Ward coverage. Bert. Robert, there is a tweet from Koharski. That is so fucking funny.
It has to be. You're going to let that slip.
It's incredible because here's something that, this applies to really just media people. The Titans fired their head of PR today. He's been with the team for 28 years, all right? His name is Robbie Boren. He's an awesome human being. I would argue that nobody that covers that team would have a career if not for Robbie basically babysitting us all for the past 28 years. Me, the last 8.
God.
No, 9. All right? Can you imagine?
I saw it. I saw the tweet.
Okay, I'm going to read the tweet out loud because it is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, and I'm so happy that we did not end the show. Okay, so the Titans have made decisions to fire a lot of competent people that have been in the building for a long time, including the head of PR who oversaw their PR during the McNair murder, during the Super Bowl run, during the transition from Houston, during all the Pac-Man bullshit, during Pac-Man threatening the life of Jim Wyatt, who now is an employee of the team, all of it. And that's just the shit that made it to the public, okay? Robbie Boren is a god. I love him. I'm going to miss him. The Titans are a shittier organization for losing him, and I'm pissed at them. I'm really pissed at them for doing somebody like that so dirty, even though I know you guys say, well, you guys bitch about Titans PR all the time. No, those are respectful disagreements on how one another does their job. Robbie will let me know what some days when I'm screwing up, and we'll talk about when the Titans PR screws up. That's a good back and forth, and Robbie's an adult in the room. He can handle it, right? You have to be able to handle it to be able to handle people like me and Karski and everybody else that comes through that place. So nobody that covers the Titans is happy about Robbie Boren being fired. Again, the Titans did a shitty thing today. I think they might have done it. Bert, it's my understanding that they escorted him out of the building. He is a career employee. He's going to go down with the ship. He's never going to light them on fire the way that I absolutely would if they tried to do anything to me if I was an employee for that team that worked for them for that long, from Bud Adams all the way down, okay? But that's why Robbie is who he is, and that's why we love him. So we're all pissed about this. That's the backstory for this, because Karski put out an article today that said the Titans continue to fire people who are good at their jobs that didn't lose football games, okay? Which I thought was a great headline. He then adds a tweet 8 minutes ago. The area scout who wrote the Titans' initial scouting report on Traylon Burks in 2022 is still employed by the team. But the guy who organized the road trips, oversaw filming of games and practices, the head of security, and now the top public relations guy, they're all gone. Titans continue to fire longtime employees who didn't lose football games. Eat shit.
Off the top rope, dude.
I mean, PK is petty in the worst kind of ways, and a lot of times it doesn't serve him well, but I'm so happy he went there. You want to talk about sitting on the fat end of a baseball bat and spinning. Whoever is responsible for firing Robbie Boren deserves to sit on the fat end of a baseball bat and spin. It is so great. Mwah. Chef's kiss. I love you, PK. I love you for a great many reasons, but I love you for that the most. All right, now we can end the show.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna pour some out for Robbie.
All right, now you have to eat it. Eat it.
I'm scared to eat it, dude. What if it's like metallic? What if you caused me to die in front of 217 people? Like
Oh, you
3 years
after the fact. Just a little piece.
I'm scared to death right now.
It's probably asbestos.
I'll eat this little rabbit turd.
Oh my God, it's glowing.
Yeah, I'm not eating that shit. All right, everybody have a great night.
All right, let's get out of here. Enough of this shit for one night. Particular Cheddar Bangs says, pretty sure Levis is more important to the city than some Vols fan. I'm inclined to agree. Billy Jones says, as a Vol fan, I save my hate for Obama in Florida. I don't know why that's so funny. It's well, it's funny because the idea that like I think anybody maybe except for Billy Jones, I think he means Bama. I thought he typed Obama. I think he meant